And how about this for a pitch? That's Comilas in the distance. Got a little beach down here, look, as well. And if I just pan to the right here, how about that for a motorhome pitch? Just there, look, free. So what I will do now is I'll put the steadies down, hydraulic steadies down, to lift it up above this so I can get it underneath here. Then I'll take them off and that will put it down to where it's level and measure what the weight is. And welcome back. Now, as we're finally ensconced on site, the next thing to do is navigate to the next local town and hopefully see what we can see there. Now, Comillas, which is a bit annoying because that little marker there is right in front of it, but that's Comillas to the right, I see, is only 10 minutes away, and that turns out to be quite a nice little town. Great for shopping, eating out. It's even got its own little beach. And something to do with Gaudí. More on this later. Are we actually in the place?
1 kilometre away.
Car park?
Just got to be something churchy and religious up there. Huge. Roundabout.
Straight on. We're not there yet.
No.
Where this is.
Oh yeah, looks like a market of some kind. Not down there. You can't go down there, I think. It's not. Is it down here? Oh yeah, it is. Is it a big market?
Now, we are suckers for a market, so we do find a car park. We have to spin round down here and go back up. Which brings me on to, do you pay or not? Now, not all municipal car parks in Spain are free, especially in cities. But this one was. We did check with somebody, in our broken English, whether it was free or not, and it was. Oh, and another thing we spotted as well, the word municipal on this sign. Yes, not very clear, is it? But well kept, and the market was pretty good, actually. But anyway, back on to see if we can find a little supermarket. So back into town, hanging right, and as we drive down this road, we can see an awful lot of people and cars trying to get into this place on the right. And that turns out that's where that Gaudí place is. So we'll mark our cards for that as a place to visit on another day. However, back on to find this supermarket, which apparently is not that much further up here. And as if by magic, there it is on the left hand side. So now get used to this word, lupa, because that's what these are all called around this neck of the woods. This particular one is a small one, which is more like your Lidl, Audi Express, Tesco Express, that type of thing. They do great big ones, as we found out later on in Santander. Also, as you can see, the car parking arrangements are interesting to say the least.
And we decided to visit the Gaudí attraction, and here are the prices. Really cheap, to be honest. So it's €7 for adults, €5 for other people, I guess, I don't know, senior citizens, things like that. And small children free, and then €3 for other children. There weren't many children there, to be fair. It's not really a children's attraction. But this is a really hidden gem. It's set back from the road. Believe it or not, you cannot see it from the road. And it was his first project. He was a famous architect, designer, all-round genius, to be honest, who loved organic shapes and nature, and you can see it all around you here. And he did have such an obsession with sunflowers, almost overwhelming.
The bathroom. It's a bit grand for a bathroom.
Must have been a big bath in there, yeah.
I'll just stand in the shower, although there would have been one.
The shower would have been a bath.
Not bad for you there.
You pulled the shutters, of course, for privacy, wouldn't you?
that. And there is quite a bit of grandeur. No name tag. Main living room, this one is. Oh, tell a lie, there's one over there. Study room. This one's the study room, Fiona. She gone then. Lots of sunflowers. That one's the study room, apparently.
Everything's sunflowers.
Okay.
Entrance.
And you go in that door. This one's the main room, main living room. Okay.
We head to the attics to have a look around. This building has several attic rooms, and there is an audio guide which we didn't use because frankly it wasn't in English, so it's no damn use to us. But yeah, so we had to wander around and kind of guess what the rooms were, but you can see that classic sort of organic, you know, windy shape, lovely use of wood, and actually, well, inside at least, no sunflowers. When we found our way to the second attic room, this one was a bit different because it showcased some of Gaudí's other work. He wasn't just an architect and designer, he designed and created furniture as well. You can see it's a really distinctive style. I suspect some of these pieces are worth a lot of money. We loved it actually. We liked the fact that it wasn't square or rectangle, it had this sort of flow to it. And we just enjoyed looking at his pieces, which even included a sort of flowing cabinet and these very beautiful chairs.
Oh, look at that chair. It's got a heart on it. Oh, lovely. Ooh. And that's the view, and there's the sea right over there. You certainly liked your sunflowers. Now, I spied a very spiral staircase in the corner that went down to the shop. So I went down there. Fiona didn't, of course. She went down the other way.
I enjoyed looking at Gaudí. We enjoyed looking at Gaudí's house. The first one that he did, before his most famous ones, you know, we don't know him very well, but I think he did a really famous building in Barcelona. It is amazing inside. It's like, one night's got sunflowers and loads of like nature references. And it's like rooms built on a hexagon. And then in the attic and the basements where servants lived, and the main living area for him, the guy that he built it for, he was a bachelor, which I find often from that period is just code for gay bloke, which is fine. But it's amazing. Worth a visit. It's only €7 each, so it is worth it.
That's all right, that.
Yeah.
And as you can see by the path, it's a bit wet. So we went in there at just the right time for the sun to come back out.
Overall, Comillas is a lovely little place. Not only have you got Gaudí's house and the supermarket, but loads of eateries and really quirky little places to visit and independent shops. It also does have a beach. And you can see it here as we're driving along. The problem with the beach, though, is that parking is challenging in and around the beach area. And when we went, it wasn't even the height of summer. So you would see people parking a long way away and carrying their stuff down. You can see from this that parking very close to the beach is at a premium. There are some residents parking, and it's really hard to find a space. And to be honest, on this day, we gave up.
And now for something completely different. Do you remember I was doing a bit for Graham, the jockey wheel? Here we go again. Well, we're back at the storage thing, and Graham, I did bring the nose weight gauge this time. First thing I'll do is I'll check that Titan battery app. So it says here 99% full. It's never quite 100 because it's always plugged in. But that's saying I've got 112 amp hours or 112 point something. So it's 113, you can see it down there. Working quite well. Quite impressed with this. The only thing that I would say about this is it doesn't tell you, it says 146 watt there, I'm not quite sure what that means. We got what, 1300 odd watts in this, but there's nothing on there that tells you what I'll be using, unless 146 should have a 0 on the end of it. I think that's what it says, because it's got power at the end. 144 watts of power, or 1440.
I'll let you do the technical stuff, Steve.
Okay, right. Now, okay, that's the end of that. Now, I suppose the big thing about this is, in order to do the levelling in the nose height cage, at the minute you can see it's leaning back, which is probably why that looks straight. If you just have a look sideways on, you can see that it's not dead straight.
Okay, hold on. Stand out the way then.
Yep, defo heavy at the back. So I need to find out how level this is. We have a tool for that, don't we?
Yep.
It's called this thing. So the handbrake's on, the lock's still on, so I'm going to automatic and lift these up. Okay, so if you have a look at this, this is saying we're quite heavy at the back, as in it's tipping backwards. So I'm going to move that jockey wheel down a little bit. That's it.
Yep.
So now it's level, but it's leaning over that way. So I'm, it's quite happy. We'll leave it there. So what I will do now is I'll put the steadies down, hydraulic steadies down, to lift it up above this so I can get it underneath here. Then I'll take them off and that'll put it down to where it's level and measure what the weight is. Let's go on with it then. Right, so here we go. I'm just going to put it on manual, and I'm just going to lift the frontwards up. They're right behind me.
You can see them.
We need to lift it, as you can see, all the way up there. Right, that should now fit underneath. Right?
Yep. So if you take the steadies down, will that take the weight of the Caravan?
Yes, it will.
Okay.
And weight, the Caravan, as you can see, there's weights on it.
Yeah.
So you come forward. Just film on that now. And up they come. Now it's coming down. Go back here, look. None of the steadies are down. You can see?
Yeah.
And then if you have a look at the weight on the front and the jockey wheel, I've just loosened that so it's all the way up. So what does it weigh?
Right, let me get steady.
80.
80, although 80 there, but if you come around this side, it's closer to 85.
Fine, okay, but it's less than 90.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do we conclude from that then?
The ours is fine. So with all the weight that it's currently got in it.
So even if we'd had a battery that was
Added 20 kilos.
20
to that.
kilos, it'd still be 100.
105, yeah.
105, okay.
Yeah.
So we're okay with our nose weight.
Yeah. We're okay with our nose weight.
Okay.
So I'll put the jockey wheel back on the floor, all right, and just left that where it is. But is it straight or is it not straight?
Well, it looks straight to me, Steve. But as I've said before, being left-handed, things that are skew with can look straight. What do you think?
I think it looks straight. And it's not actually holding the Caravan up, I've just put it on the floor.
Yeah, I know.
Well, there we go, Graham. No locker boxes were injured or emptied during this process. And hope you found that of use. Okay, now that we've done all that, I'll just refresh this. Connect to that again. And after all that, I'm done with hydraulics, even though we are plugged in, I suppose. Has it made any difference to this? No, it still says 99%. 112.7, it's not made any difference at all to the battery. Well, that has dropped down to 132 watts. Well, no, it's coming back up, 133. I bet that's what it is, power. How much oomph this thing's got in the battery. Loads.